How are you doing, Internet? I'm Peanuts. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. And there has been an update, small updates, but probably very important ones. First of all, um, there was a chance that destroying the mutation stone would not correctly remove the buffs from opponents within place of interest during the energy amplifier initiation event. Second of all, an issue affecting PCs running Windows 7 and 8, whereby the game can crash while downloading resources and displaying an error. So if you're running Windows 7 or 8, to fix the issue, you can open the launcher and update the game, and that's a fix. Other fixes that happened before you can see also in the update summaries. There's still 11 issues that they know about.
If you lie on the grass,
but I'm sure
you
they're
can feel
fixing
the
those.
heartbeat of the world.
So today, what I want to focus on most is the news story to unlock the new weekly boss. Let's just check. I want to see if our merchant has anything new. Probably not.
Next on the agenda.
And the merchant comes on Fridays and sticks around. No, night board. Until Monday, and then he leaves. So probably what you want to do is save up your own currency.
The one before.
So that you can buy whatever you want. Also, you can go to your friends' realms if they allow you in. Oh yes, and I did find out about load. So load defines how much you can have on your map all at once. So you can see mine right now is yellow, or it was red because I had too much, and then it won't let you place anything else once you're at the limit. So you have to find ways to cut that down. One of the possible ways is with the sets. The other is that there are some animals that you can place inside instead of outside. So I'm got a second hat. I moved inside. But for your friend's teapot realms, if anyone, no one's online right now. But if they were, you would click the name and click this request to visit, but they have to be online in order to do that. I would like to set what to build with puppy
Next on the agenda.
right now, but I want to focus on the thing that I'm supposed to be doing first. Quest, since I have a limited time anyway, and I can't go through and figure out what I actually need to build. Also, I have expedition rewards, so I need to go back to Tebat. And I also started the energy amplifier. Like I said before, Miharu did a fix. Because there are stones that buff the enemies around, and you can destroy them to remove the buff, which is good because they become extremely strong when they're buffed. And you don't want that to stand. So what I usually do is I go in the back, sneak in, destroy the stone, and then move on. Sometimes, though, some locations have more than one stone, so you'll want to find all of them to remove the buff. I kind of assumed that the buff would stick around at least some of the time, but I guess it was a bug. And it should have been removed immediately once the stone was destroyed. Is my map glitching? Pretty sure that should display... There we go. It just took a little time.
Add Astra.
And it goes bottom. I try to switch them around, because though I really was sending them out and I didn't want them to get bored, just because I keep on sending them get the wrong thing, or the same thing. And I chose Mona to go after the Mora because, well, thought she would appreciate it. Let's activate the rich ores or deposits. And this is the domain that you get at the end of that. You can't take your time through the battle pass, but I think most people do it within 2 weeks. Sometimes I do 3.
We're way
I
behind schedule.
think I should cook some more health stuff.
It's been getting quite busy recently.
Let's buy some supplies first. These are for missions. I don't know if I actually need those, I just get them anyway. It is probably in good supply. I wish I could just enter the number that I want beside it like you can in STO. Oops. Seems like I'm good on most of them. Let's see. What is good to make for that stuff? I'm not sure physical damage is all that useful still. I still have lots of that. Physical damage going to be necessary. I think I want to focus more on this kind of thing. Rice, I could get more rice and make more later. I think most of what I was seeing was that. And the universal piece. I should go for the bonus. Well, I can only make 8 of those. I just don't have enough resources. A bonus. Eleven of these. One of these. 5 to top off. Probably make some survival. What's the top revival? I can make. I have ingredients for this. I still have 27 of them, though. That should be enough. No bonuses. Oh well.
It's so nice to de-stress.
Okay, so I got the other stuff set. So let's get to the story. We noted, of course, that the elemental amplifier, whatever it's called, it can only work within the event's domains. It doesn't work outside of it. So don't try to use it to buff yourself in other areas, because it won't work. Well, I do believe last time we just launched this mission so that it wouldn't launch accidentally when I talked to Catherine in Leeway. Just to get that. Oh, not trigger it by accident. So we triggered it on purpose. Also, this is supposed to happen after we will be reunited, which means that we get to ask Zhongli about the fall of Kinneray. Whether or not he answers, though, is another question. I hope he does, because if he doesn't, it seems mighty suspicious.
Next on the agenda. We're way behind schedule.
Let's activate the stores here too. Once I'm done with this mission, I can feel free to set up my buildings over in my teapot and do other stuff. But right now I think I need to focus on this.
am indeed.
Oh, good. For a second, I thought I had not set up my sound correctly.
Ah, now then. You must be the adventurers assigned by the guild.
The adventures, like there's only one set. Seems like an odd thing to see.
How could you tell?
I have a weird floaty thing with me.
By the clothes on your back and the look on your face. Experienced adventurers at that, I'll wager.
Oh, not by the strange floaty companion.
Right again! You're pretty perceptive!
In this trade, you need a sharp eye for people, not just rocks. Uncle Di can see what you're made of from a long way off. Alright, my assistant should be arriving soon, so let's just wait here a moment.
Distant, huh?
Whoa, that's why we're here! Now there's someone else taking a cut?
Be greedy, Paimon.
Well, to tell you the truth, this is a very difficult matter. Too much for adventurers alone to handle life here.
Fine by me as long as we can handle it together.
So there is someone else! Do you think we're not up to the job?
Paimon, you're getting competitive again.
It just occurred to me that you don't have all the facts. The incident in question happened in a mine, and it's a little out of the ordinary, to say the least. Mines are dangerous places, as I'm sure you're aware. As such, I've enlisted an industry expert to cover all contingencies.
Sounds good to me.
Last time I checked, adventurers weren't experts in ore appraisal or geological analysis. With a professional by your side, everything should run smoothly.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Besides, this guy's the best in his field. No matter the rock, he'll tell you its value to the nearest mora at a glance.
That's something that Zhongli might have issues with, since he can't tell the value of more.
I'd go as far to say that there's not a soul on Tevat that knows rocks better than him. I'd be a fool to not enlist an expert of his caliber.
Yeah, I'm already convinced.
You're a fool if you think you found Tevat's #1 rock expert.
Paimon, easy girl, stand down.
Oh? And why might that be?
Because Tevat's #1 rock expert happens to be a friend of ours.
You know he's just humoring you, right? But you must be talking about... Perfect, I was planning to ask him a few questions.
Ha! Didn't expect that, did you? Wait here, we'll go fetch him.
Now, thanks to Paimon, we have to go get
Zhongli
shot.
is listening to the storyteller. Let's head over.
Is he supposed to be close by then? Arm or something.
Feeble gait, spindly.
Out upon the sea. Rose wells up inside.
I always do my bounties and requests pretty early. I generally want to level up my reputation. Unfortunately, once you get up to
I just like to make people smile.
max level, there isn't much you can do after. Is there anything I can buy here? I guess not. And I should try to get some more rocks and ingredients. Oh. Takes a while to get back. Yeah, over here in the other shop. Anything I'm low on, I should get. Like rice. Let's just take them all. This why not? And and get some from ship now. This is a bit low. Those shoots is not low. Okay, so anyway, definitely have enough of those.
Hero's really got a lot going for
Try
it.
something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
I'm just supposed to look for Zhongli around, but the storyteller isn't anywhere around here. Flowers to pick.
Next on the agenda. Huh?
Oh. Somewhere around here. There he is.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis.
Zhongli, there you are!
Oh, here for a few tales? I didn't know you two were connoisseurs.
We're here for tales of another sort.
Oh, no, we're here for you! Do you have time?
Ah, something I'm rarely short of.
We've accepted a commission.
We need someone who understands geology and ore.
Well, it's kind of rude of us to just sit down without asking if we can sit down. Especially presumptuous considering he's a former Archon.
Someone who understands geology and ore.
Take a look around. Is there anyone in Teyvat more qualified? The requester claims to have enlisted Teyvat's #1 rock expert, but Paimon doesn't believe a word of it. Nobody understands rocks better than you.
Why is it that Paimon seems to be proud of some of the strangest things?
You appear to have taken his claim quite personally on my behalf.
Indeed she has.
No. It's just... Uncle Dai doesn't know what he's talking about. Paimon just wants to enlighten him.
You do know pride comes before the fall, don't you, Paimon?
I see. Well then, it will be my pleasure to accompany you.
Also, we do have some questions. Oh, she's
But I
pretty
should
pleased about it.
inform you that despite my expertise, I cannot necessarily claim to be a leading authority.
It's that humility is part of why I like Zombie as much as I do.
We are at all times adrift in a sea of learning. New knowledge should be welcomed with open arms. Still, I imagine I will be of help to you in this endeavor. If we do encounter an expert, I look forward to broadening my own understandings.
Stop being so modest, Zhongli.
Oh no, his modesty is a good point, as I just said.
Well, we got him. Let's head back to Uncle Dai.
It is a shame, though, that having someone join you like that doesn't necessarily mean that they're added as
Honey.
a party member on any sort of basis. His clothes had to look back in.
Oh, and this must be the friend you spoke of?
Indeed.
Yep. Paimon doesn't know who your rock expert is, but he's got nothing on our guy.
Of course, in his current guise, he is just a consultant for a funeral parlor, so I don't know why, or how. Paimon's going to explain that.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still, I do have a claim to some experience in this field.
Yeah, not everyone knows he's the Geo Archon.
Uh-huh, so you say. Wait till my guy gets here. then we'll see.
Even Dai is getting into the competition a bit. See
It's
what
no
you've done?
use me singing his praises. You'll have to see for yourselves.
Indeed.
Is this the place?
Aha! Speak of the devil. Allow me to introduce my assistant, Kunjun.
So, Kun?
Young Kun, these are 2 adventurers assigned to us. And as for this gentleman...
This is Zhongli, a consultant from the funeral parlor.
Sheng Funeral Parlor's consultant. Mr. Zhongli. I've heard about you. They say you're a man of great knowledge and many talents. I had no idea I'd be meeting you in person today.
One of the talents being his voice.
I'm sure I recognize you. Have we met at the parlor? Wait, I've never been to the parlor.
Oh, it's bugging him. Those lip flaps are bugging me.
Uncle Dai, aren't you gonna test them?
But that's what you were planning.
Huh? I wouldn't know where to start.
Let's just get down to brass tacks.
Then they can figure out a way to test each other. If Zhongli wins, he's the assistant. If Zhongli loses... never mind. Zhongli won't lose.
Why don't we just get to the job? It doesn't matter how many ways we have to split the reward, if there is one.
A
Let's just
contest? Why, it would be my pleasure.
I admire your enthusiasm, good sir.
I must say, you certainly have the look of an industry expert about you. It'll be interesting to see which one of us wins.
Stop talking the talk and start walking the walk.
Now let's get walking to the actual things.
I'm just saying it
That's
like I
it,
see it. Which is, incidentally, the only skill I have worth talking about.
Ah, he has some modesty of his own.
So you're an appraiser, Mr. Kunjun.
Well, no. Actually, I've already forgotten what I'm in Liyue Harbor for. I was standing by the side of the road one day when Uncle Dai called me over. He saw me holding a rock and asked me a few questions. He seemed incredibly excited, even followed me for a while. We arranged to meet here.
Ah, eccentric, are you?
Huh? How could you forget something like that?
I saw him on my way over to Liyue Harbor, poring over rocks and muttering to himself. He looked to be very familiar with them.
Which is why you decided to bring him. I can understand, kind of. Yeah, everything okay on my stream manager? It wasn't even loaded in. Everything is muted and all. Otherwise, I'm going to have some weird sounds. And not the weird sounds that are nice.
I asked him a few questions out of curiosity. To my surprise, he knew more than me, an old mining foreman. In any case, he didn't have any pressing matters and agreed to help me.
So, do you have a poor memory?
His brain is just wired different. It happens.
Not
That's people.
exactly. Anyway, if it's rocks you need help with, I can most certainly lend a hand.
Good. Let's get to
Mr.
it.
Zhongli, what do you make of this rock?
I can't see this one.
A glossy exterior, with a fissure that could only have been left in the wake of a volcanic eruption. If I'm not mistaken, this is a rough gem from another nation.
Ah, a keen eye.
Yeah, because there aren't any volcanoes here.
It's no ordinary rough gem. Fragile surface layer, black veining. My intuition tells me that there's high-quality crystal ore inside.
Is that something he wants to say in front of Shito?
Remarkable! This rock does indeed hail from the vicinity of a volcano. I came across it in a market and snapped it straight up. The seller thought it was some leftover industrial remnant. They had no inkling of the treasure that lay within.
What makes this one so special?
Purity and geological rarity alone aren't enough to make a treasure. Some of the most precious crystals contain deposits of water or sand. In the moment of its formation, the crystal hidden within this stone shell captured a pocket of water. For water to be hidden in its depths, like a moon concealed within a mountain, reflecting shafts of daylight that make it through. Now that's a rare treasure.
Are you sure you're not also a poet?
Such a detailed description. Almost like he saw it with his own 2 eyes. Say, you're not trying to hoodwink us, are you? After all, we haven't even seen what's inside yet.
Everything he said is true. Most crystals are born in high-temperature environments. Heat and water aren't natural bedfellows, of course, which is why crystals with water deposits are so sought after. Moreover, this particular crystal contains mountain lake water. A rare find indeed.
Okay, how could you tell that just by looking?
Well, if Zhongli says so, it must be true.
Uh-huh, so you believe him, but not, him? That seems kind of odd, Paimon.
I've yet to encounter anyone with a judgment as shrewd as yours, Mr. Zhongli. How did you know exactly what lay within?
I've seen many such stones in my time. I recognized it immediately. I hope you didn't mind me flaunting my experience, Mr. Kunjun.
Go ahead and strut your stuff.
Of course not. I feel I've met a kindred spirit here today. I hope you will accept my friendship. Uncle Dai, it would be a mistake for Mr. Zhongli not to join us. Trust me when I say that his level of expertise is unrivaled in the trade. You won't come across another of his caliber in your lifetime.
It looks like you're evenly matched. And considering who he is, that's saying a lot.
Very well. There is strength in numbers, after all. Everyone, follow me to the chasm. There are men counting on you to find them.
We're going to the chasm? That's been on the map for a while, but we haven't been able to go in yet. This is exciting. It's not that far off, though. Maybe it's not the chasm cat. Well, we are going to the edge, though. I wish there was a closer port. I do have portable teleporters, but I'd have to go to the place first and then lay them down. It's handy for the Uber Eats event, but that's long gone. It's also only handy if you're going to go back multiple times. I ended up leaving that out of pure stubbornness. Well, we're much closer now. Let's see if I can get any wood out of this tree. Nope. It's a transparent. May have to do a bit of climbing. Well, let's at least try and get there. Really handy being able to cross long distances like that. Probably gonna trigger his aggro. There was another. There we go. I'm really not that much into killing the monsters if I can avoid it, especially since we don't get any XP from them. That's probably another tree, can't get anything. We'll pick up what we can while we're here at the mine. Let's do the steps. Otherwise we might screw up the quest. We don't want to do that.
Where did my friends disappear to? I tremble just thinking about it.
Disappeared? It does occur to me that it's not exactly heroic to take things that other people have mined, but, well, the game is allowing it. So we have Abyss Mages stirring up trouble here.
Whoa, this mine is huge!
This is where the incident occurred.
We've been here before, but
6 days ago, a group of us left the site to attend to other matters. When we returned, the 4 men we'd left behind had vanished.
that's
I
an
led
issue.
a team around the entire mine, but found no trace. That's when I decided to enlist help.
So 4 miners had disappeared.
Yes, there were 10 of us. We lost Long, Bold Sen, Brave Sen, and Mao. I worked with all of them.
Bold and brave.
Workers in this trade are usually young men in the prime of their lives. Could it be that the 4 of them left for another mine?
Unlikely. There's no other lodging for miles around, and we didn't pass any other mines on the way over.
Huh. Such a huge mine. Did you really manage to explore every corner?
Underground, overground, we left no stone unturned. We tried everything short of digging further into the earth itself. How could 4 sturdy young men just vanish into the bedrock?
Sounds like more than mischief. We need to investigate.
We'll need to explore the site ourselves before extracting any conclusions.
Very well. I'll wait here. Please, proceed wherever you'd like. If you come across any clues, let me know straight away.
So strange. How could the 4 of them just suddenly disappear? Did they run away from something? Let's look around first and see if we can find any clues. Over here! What's this?
What's behind you?
A pile of shirts, some trousers.
A few everyday items. They must belong to Uncle Dai and his men.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just imagine most of the things that Paimon is doing is coming from Zack Aguilera instead. Because Uther doesn't get a lot of chances to speak, does he?
Huh. That seems right. 10 shirts, 10 pairs of trousers. These must be spares, right? Look, Uncle Dai's clothes are identical.
The 4 of them have been gone for 6 days without a change of clothes.
There's also a few handkerchiefs and some soap lying around. Oh, and some tool belts.
It's not like they would purposely leave all these things behind, is it?
Items for washing one's face before the dawn shift. Mining equipment.
So, they didn't take any supplies.
Correct.
Maybe they forgot them?
Improbable. There are 4 pickaxes missing. It seems likely they left with the tools of their trade. They had time to take their tools, but not their everyday items? Curious.
Like they were going mining, only they're not at the mine.
Huh. Why would someone set off with their tools but leave their luggage behind?
Almost like they thought they were doing everyday things.
One, they were working close by and didn't need to move their personal effects. But seeing as they've yet to return, this seems an unlikely hypothesis. Or two, they were forced to leave and had no time to think about their supplies.
Oh.
You think someone took them?
It's certainly a possibility. We'll need more clues before any further inference can be made.
If they didn't leave, maybe they were made to leave. Let's make a note and let Uncle Di know.
There's an idea. What are we looking for in such a small area? There's some core lapis here, but it's been cut.
Kunjun, what do you have there?
Oh, right on time.
Did you find anything?
There's a chunk of ore here. Perhaps there are clues within.
Or, what does it have to do with the disappearance?
Let's find out. I'll give it a try. A moment, please.
Oh?
Okay.
That's an interesting ability.
Looks like he's concentrating really hard. What's he up to?
I see 4 men following someone out of the mine. It looks like a child.
A child? What's a child doing in a mine?
I'm not sure.
Also, how did you see anything exactly?
Oh, I don't mean see in the traditional sense. I would appreciate it if what I'm about to tell you remained a secret. It's a little odd. I've never dared to tell anyone before. I can perceive the memories of ore.
Sounds like a different kind of vision altogether.
Huh?
Perceive? So there's no conjecture at work?
You mean you can put your hand on a rock and boom, it just happens?
Lots of stuff seems to happen here by just putting your hand on it.
I've always sensed that ore contains memories. Sometimes it records events that occur in the surrounding area. All I have to do is touch one and focus my attention, and the memories come to me.
It's a good thing you've mastered it such a degree, or you'd see memories that are irrelevant.
Amazing! So you can find out everything that ever happened there.
It depends on the ore. Some ores have astounding memories. Others, like iron ore and white iron ore, aren't up to much. Their memories are hazy.
Ah,
Core lapis and crystal memories are much stronger. They record more events and in greater detail.
Stone seeing. Fascinating. A rare ability indeed. It was prudent of Uncle Di to recruit you, Mr. Kunjun.
I'm glad I can be of assistance. Based on what I saw, I believe they followed this path.
This will take us north, away from the mine.
North. Another clue for Uncle Di. Let's make a note of it.
so should we tell him before we go, or what? We can talk to Bravo.
Excuse me, sir. Are you one of the workers here?
Ah, yes. You must be here about the disappearance. Please, find them if you can. I don't know what happened. The weather was gloomy that day. The foreman left with a few men. I stayed behind with the other 4. After a while, I decided to take a break, just to catch my breath. I ended up falling asleep in the shelter inside. When I woke up, there was no sight of them. I'd only just been speaking with them and suddenly they'd vanished. Maybe I'm next.
So the men that were out working disappeared, with the only one left to tell the tale having been asleep in a shelter. Perhaps an accident occurred on site.
What a scary thought. An on-site accident. We should note that down too.
Well, it might be a possibility. I don't think it's like...
Found some clues. Time to report back to Uncle Di.
So none of this has to do with the group over here, huh? I still don't like to leave them, so I won't. That one's sleeping still? No. Better not to wake him. Come on, change.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Yeah.
This is order.
Let's light it up. Born of ice and frost.
Good thing I remembered that in time. We can recharge her after this. How did he sleep through all that? And to get the meat. Never seen so many supplies in these things before. We've cleared out those and put out the fires. The strange ceremonial campfires, that is. That seems like a more normal group of flea trolls. We don't need to bother with them. But if there are bits involved, I don't want to leave them alone to do their business.
You're back. How are the investigations going?
We found 3 clues in the vicinity. First, there are 4 missing pickaxes, yet everyday items are still in their place. This suggests that your men didn't leave of their own accord, but were forced to.
Forced to? But who would kidnap miners?
Or apparently.
Oh, indeed. Second, there were 5 workers at the mine. One of them left the site to take respite. When he awoke, his colleagues had disappeared without a trace. Those who kept working all disappeared. The one who left early emerged safe and sound. It would appear that the incident occurred on site.
Now that you mention it, I recall Bravo saying that he took a break. Could someone have entered the site and simply walked away with him?
Which would imply magic.
This leads me to my third point. Mr. Kun-jun here made good use of his, expert techniques to arrive at a conclusion. It was a child that took your men away.
A miner took the miners.
A child? But there are no settlements here for miles around. There's no way a child would have made it over to the mine.
Not an ordinary one, but we've met an extraordinary child before. One who seemed to not be human, waiting for something to awaken. An old god that was unlike Morax, Rex Lapis. She didn't seem to be very pleased when we mentioned the possibility that it could be Rex Lapis.
Unlikely as it sounds, that's our conclusion. Your men were following a child.
Where did they go?
We believe that they followed the road north, away from the mine and toward the ruins.
North. Right. I'll rally my men and head in pursuit.
Do you need help?
You've been invaluable to the investigation, but leave the legwork to us. If we set off now and make haste, we might be able to catch them.
Not so fast. The incident occurred 6 days ago. Even if they set out on foot, they will have covered a lot of ground by now.
And we can teleport.
You're right. New plan. I'll lead my search party over to the settlements further out and make some inquiries. There are only a few settlements around here with lodging for the night. We'll go investigate and see if we can come up with anything.
I have lodging for the night that I take with me.
In the meantime, you could keep looking for clues. If we don't see each other, let's reconvene at Wangshu Inn tomorrow evening.
Agreed.
All right. Me and my men will get going.
We'll also hit it. That wasn't a less abrupt
So,
turning.
they're gonna talk to the people over at the settlements while we keep investigating here.
Correct.
But there aren't any more clues at the mine. Shouldn't we go north?
Wait. I believe we're missing someone.
Yeah, where'd Kunba?
Huh? Oh yeah, where's Kunjun? Paimon bets he's still investigating. Let's go find him.
What you doing up here now?
Kunjun, what are you searching for? We're all out of clues. Let's get going.
We found something new.
Apologies. I'm conducting a quick search for my own benefit. I'm looking for a precious stone known as Dragonfall.
Never heard of it.
Dragonfall. Dragonfall is often used in forging. What use do you have for it?
I don't know.
Just something he has to find, huh?
I'm sorry. I don't recall why I'm seeking it. I've been feeling very absent lately. Name and address aside, I'm having trouble remembering things.
More than usual? Or...
In fact, I've been feeling extremely anxious. As if there's something I've forgotten to finish. It's an unpleasant sensation.
Well, if you follow that and we follow you, maybe we'll find the cause.
Oh, Paimon knows that feeling. When you know you've forgotten something, but you can't remember exactly what it is.
Unless you're doing the meme and your brain is going, hey, are you asleep? Yeah. Your resin is cut.
I don't even know where to start with it. I've been aimlessly wandering. That day at the market, I overheard a conversation while I was buying something. They mentioned Dragonfall. It sounded so familiar to me, as if whatever it was I had to do was linked to that stone. So, I decided to look for some. Perhaps if I can retrieve some, I'll remember what it is I have to do.
As good a possibility as any.
I see. If I am able to during our endeavor, I will help you look for this stone.
Really? Oh, thank you, Mr. Zhongli. You're too kind.
Think nothing of it.
Shouldn't we get going?
Heading north from the chasm, we'll reach Lingju Pass. If this is indeed the path they chose, there will be traces.
Great, let's have a look.
So we're not actually going into the chasm. Just kind of next to it. And I can't help but feel somewhat disappointed. Meaning to press that button. Go around this slime and not engage it. No wood. there we go. Pine. I don't think I picked up pine yet. It just means I haven't been around trees in this area yet. So I'll have to figure out what uses pine. Got that kind of wood before.
Wait, there are tracks here.
Are?
These must have been left by the miners.
Let us make our way to the end of Lingju Pass. If there are no footprints there, it would suggest that the miners are still within the pass itself. However, if we find new tracks, we can follow them wherever they may lead.
Oh, so skipping the pass itself. I believe I've been in there before. And it looks like part of a puzzle I already unlocked. The question is, should I port over or fly? Go this way. That's a bit close. So close that I can't even touch the tree. The monster right there. I should be able to head in from here. Of course, I could have gone into the pass just as easily.
Solidify!
That's super effective. I fought quite a few of those. Really need to do it now. There are indeed tracks here.
Hey, footprints!
It would appear that they made their way through Lingju Pass and kept moving.
If we follow their footprints, we should be able to find where they went.
Which seems to take us to there.
No touching!
Maybe I should have waited before doing that. Yep. What?
Access denied.
Well, this will definitely recharge her first.
Born of ice and frost.
Come on. Pressing and holding. And so we have to go this way after all.
Oh no, the footprints end here.
We should inquire with anyone nearby. If the miners came through here, they may well have seen them.
I don't think this field tiller is going to be very helpful in that manner.
Access denied.
Annoying. I can press and hold and it won't do anything.
No touching.
Oh, it does target that. Well, I can remember the only thing we'll find around here, only people we'll find around here to talk to, retreat and treasure hoarders. Oh. But maybe we'll occasionally find an old man or two.
Hi there. Have you seen anyone dressed like a miner around here?
A miner? I'm afraid not.
Let's try someone else.
You're awfully close to some monsters. Be careful.
Hello. Have you seen any miners nearby? About this tall? 4 of them?
Stop bothering me. Can't you see I'm cloud watching?
Oh, sorry to bother you, eh?
Jeez, a little grumpy, aren't we?
Well, I guess the present Amiho has had a bad day.
Whatever. Let's go ask someone else.
Also, people keep on bothering strange hilly troll. Not me, but I won't. I should probably stick to question time. Any help? Look at this. I would have bought those ones.
I see through you. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. Harden up.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand! Yeah!
Looks like I
Solidify!
Yeah. Death.
Too bad you were Geo.
It must have been about 4 or 5 days ago. There were a few men who came through here carrying baskets and picks. I guess that could have been them.
Yeah, that's them!
4 or 5 days ago. It appears that they were moving slower than we'd anticipated. Traversing the geography of Lingju Pass must have held them up.
It was so strange. 4 big guys with lifeless expressions. It was like they were in some sort of trance. And there was a child staggering in front of them.
Staggering? Why would she be having a
This child. Did you see what they look like?
I caught a glimpse. Blue hair, short. I think it was a girl. She wasn't smiling. In fact, she looked very serious.
Did she happen to have buns in her hair or curled horns, perhaps?
And they took this road?
Yes, they followed it straight from here.
Let's go after them!
The tracks are right there. Of course, the tracks don't have to belong to them. Just in case. Oh, I guess I got their attention anyway.
Let's end this quickly.
I thought the bubble would hit him. Oh,
I will end you. This one's well
let's move this. Right.
crumble. You need to hurry up. Order guide you.
I couldn't move at all when I did that.
Light it up! Blaze over! Steady! Time to clean up!
This one's well done. You need to hurry up.
I must...
I'm not making any headway.
Someone needs... I'm going in!
This one's well done. Gather. End this quickly. This should be fun. My work.
How come it doesn't seem to be hitting me? Or getting anywhere close to me?
This is bad. Roasted fry.
He even hit me from where he is? Seems to be back around the corner. Where are Geo? Geo?
This one's well done. Solidified.
Hit him the same way.
Frost.
Good shield.
You need to hurry up. This one's well done. You need to hurry up.
Leave it all to me.
I am doing damage.
You need to hurry up. This one's well done.
No touching.
Fuel's clogged.
I pick up whatever I left behind. There sure are a lot of ruins and abandoned places. Hey, that. Where we need to go is actually right next to a teleport. But is there anything in between it all? Hey, you. I did want to get your thing.
Let's light it up! Access denied.
Why don't you come over here?
You can't run from death.
More footprints. There's a person over there!
Help! Please save me!
Is that one of the people we're looking for? Oh, rescue first! Ask questions later.
How am I supposed to get there? Oh, just down? Sorry, it's itchy. With my headphones. Ah. That's quite the predicament.
For Rex Lapis!
That's gonna hurt.
Oh wow,
Everybody stand!
I wasn't expecting that.
Off we go! Let's light it up!
Let's try to lead it more over here since that's already. Oops. And it's gone.
Gather!
It's gone again?
I must leave no
Oh, it really is solid though.
Those monsters were so aggressive. They must have noticed me walking through. Before I knew it, they were all over me. Thank you all for saving me.
What are you doing here? You don't look like an adventure or anything.
My name is Wanyu. I belong to Liyue Shengyu Hall. I head up our human culture and civilization research.
You have escort for your research?
Huh? You sure you're not a minor?
A minor?
He doesn't look or sound or dress like one.
Yeah,
No.
we're looking for a group of 4 strong fellas carrying mining equipment.
I think I saw those people.
Really?
Yes. I set off from Nantianmen the day before yesterday, heading for Lingju Pass. About halfway there, I came across some people. A few men and a child.
More specific?
I was in a hurry. I didn't get a good look. I'm afraid I'm not even sure what they looked like. Apologies.
That's fine, you saw them.
I think that's all we needed to hear. Thank you.
You need escort to
I
safety.
hope it's useful to you. I'd better get going. There's a conference I need to attend. Again, thank you all for your help.
Welcome. And she's just going to stroll away.
According to this scholar, the miners were heading for Nantianmen.
Can we be absolutely sure that it was the men that we're looking for?
Sounds like that.
Child with a group of adults. Sounds pretty close to Paimon.
It could have been someone else, though.
Hey, perhaps that rock over there can tell us more.
It's another lapis.
Paimon nearly forgot about our secret weapon.
It looks promising. I'll do my best.
Sure, I won't shatter it until after. Also, of course I noticed the monsters. Definitely look like miners. Didn't really get a good look at the child.
Huh. It's the same group, all right. They followed this road.
Mr. Kunjun, your stone seeing is something I won't forget in a hurry.
I suppose it is an asset, though I rarely find a use for it. But praise from Mr. Zhongli is high praise indeed.
Indeed.
It's a good thing we brought our Kunjun compass along. We would have lost all sense of direction a long time ago.
You think so? I guess it's been a worthwhile trip then. It feels like we're cracking a criminal case. It's a lot of fun.
You think you're an investigator?
Be that as it may, we would do well to keep our guards high. 4 fully grown men in a trance-like state, walking ceaselessly day and night, over hills and mountains, led by a child. This is no ordinary incident.
No, it's not. And I saw the mage and also this guy behind. Maybe we should take care of them.
Oh, you're quite right, Mr. Zhongli. We should have our wits about us.
That's not all. Our scholar was attacked by Geovishap hatchlings, but the level of aggression they exhibited was unusual. We have encountered many clues along the way. So far, they've pointed us in the right direction. The miners headed in the direction of Nantianmen the day before yesterday. From here, they would have had to navigate a perilous mountain road. If their destination is indeed Nantianmen, we should be able to catch up with them.
Great! No time to lose!
I left a mark in the vicinity just now. If Uncle Dai does pass through here, it should guide him to us.
Clever thinking! A classic Zhongli move!
And maybe we shouldn't shatter it. More hat. Oh, we're in this area? There's a lot of monsters. It'd be more trouble than it's worth. Oh. Import it. Oh, long time no see, Adrian. Good to see you again in the stream. Welcome. Yeah, I can't exactly schedule my streams anymore, given the company I have at the house currently, but I stream when I can. But in any case, welcome back. As you're just joining, I can tell you that I'm doing the new Zhongli quest to unlock the new boss.
Off we go! Out of the way! Why do they never miss? Yeah! Huh. Ha. Ha. Let's light it up! Huh.
Been enjoying things inside the game lately, Adrian? You get the stuff off of the treasure
Over
box.
here on the ground! Is this one of the missing people?
Hey. Wait. treasure hoarders even here? Huh. Sometimes quests will make things go away that are usually there. I guess this is one such case. What has happened in Genshin games since you last came to one of the streams? It has been some time. I think there's been at least one full event since the last time. Probably the entire Windbloom Festival. Did you enjoy the
There's a
festival?
basket lying here too. This must be one of the miners.
Hey! Hello? Can you hear us?
This guy seems to be out of it.
Judging by his appearance, he must have collapsed from exhaustion.
Forced to march too much.
Should
Not
we
enough
wake him up?
rest.
I can still dig.
Sounds like he's whispering something.
Looks like he's struggling.
Seems that he thinks he still has work to do. Something's not right.
He was described as being in a trance, so
There's
that
a camp
has something to do with
nearby.
it.
We should take him there and monitor his condition before deciding our next move.
Yeah, let's put him somewhere safe. Really is close by, huh? Oh, it's the treasure hoarders camp. Last time was a month ago. You got Rosaria on day 1? That's excellent. The event bow that you gave to Amber, the event bow is meant for... Ooh. Well, is the event bow the wind bow? And also child. Also congratulations on that. I wanted to see if I could change my chances with the timing, so I waited until the third last day on Child's banner. I did get Rosaria and Child, but I had to go to pull 76 for that. Contrast with Zhongli and Yanfei. The day after we got 1.5, I drew 20. Just 20. 210 pulls. And I got Zhongli and Yanfei. So I have no idea at all what affects luck on the pulls now. I'm just confused.
How is he? He won't die, right?
Maybe you should have taken this guy to somewhere where there are other people who can get in medical attention. We knew who usually sticks around here.
He's worked himself into a stupor. Thankfully, he's not in serious danger.
I didn't get so exhausted.
Paimon heard him talking about digging for something. Did he dig himself into this state?
As long as he doesn't dig himself an early grave, that's no joke.
It's certainly a possibility.
Wasn't he brought here?
It looks like there's something in his pocket. Are these ore fragments?
Why would a miner have ore fragments in their pocket? Well, let's see if there's memory. It just remembers getting picked up, but the guy strode right over to it.
I just witnessed the memories within these ore fragments. This person brought these fragments out of the mine. He's one of the 4 that we're searching for.
How he came to be here is what we need to understand.
So he was kidnapped and then abandoned here.
You're up to 36 wishes. Make it to Zhongli knowing you won the 50-50 with Child. You still hadn't gotten the 5 stars since. That's definitely tricky. I've won the 50-50 ever since Zhao, I believe. I lost it on Albedo, which gave me the guarantee for Ganyu, and I've been getting the banner 5 stars ever since. So I was sure that I would lose it on Child, which I would be happy to get the guarantee on Zhongli. But that hasn't been the case. In the other way my luck has been weird is that most of the banners, I've gotten 2 of the rate up 4 stars, but not the 3rd. So Chongyun I hadn't gotten, Ningguan I hadn't gotten, and Razor I hadn't gotten. But on Zhongli's I hadn't done enough draws to really get into a pattern before I got Yangfei and Zhongli, and I had also gotten 1 copy of the others. Previous to that, on Child's Banner, I got at least 1 of everyone, so I'm not sure at all what's going on with the rules. It can give you anything and everything. Sad part is that Child is your only 50-50 win. I guess people have shown all kinds of luck. Streamer luck could be a thing. I'm not completely ready to call it as confirmed. And also, whether or not you can afford to do rolls is another factor. Since you're free to play, you're not going to do as many rolls as I am, even though I'm only putting a smaller portion of my salary into the game. Then you take a look at people who spend even more and they make even more polls. And maybe they get who they want, maybe they don't. So it's completely random. But I have learned since I tried to do the banner, weapon banner once, not to do that, because it takes way too much and there is no guarantee. And seeing the kind of torture and suffering that Tectone went through trying to get the Staff of Homa, $1,700 just to get 1, because the 50-50 reset every time, and there's no guarantee on that one. So definitely the weapons banner is not designed for free-to-play players at all, or even limited spenders. The only thing you can do on the banners is to save up as much as you can and then roll. And good luck to everyone on your polls, regardless of whether you're free-to-play, limited spender, whale, or Leviathan. Because we all need that luck. I guess I've been fortunate with my polls to have won the 50-50 as often as I have. So I'm happy with that, even if I've had to go for more polls than I'd like. Still ended up with a pretty good roster, and I hope that does continue. I hope by mentioning it, I'm not jinxing it, but then again, I'm also not mentioning it on the stream where I'm pulling. Today is the next day roll after you do the daily commissions. Well, good luck with your rolls, Adrian. I do hope that you pull Zhongli. He is very handy to have. Regardless of how you equip him, the fact that he's the most efficient miner and he has good defense is indisputable, completely indisputable. So good luck with your rolls today. Have you unlocked your Serenity Teapot yet?
But if they didn't need him, why bring him all the way out here?
Unless something happened. Something that led him to fall behind.
Seems he was completely exhausted and then left.
Ugh. Paimon's had enough. This is too mysterious.
Let's try and get to the
wait a
rhythm man.
moment. Seeing these fragments has jogged my memory. I have something for you.
Something for us?
What is it? Oh, is it a present?
Something for us?
That seems odd.
As I mentioned, before I met Uncle Dai, I was in a daze. After setting out with you on this case, it feels like a fog is lifting.
Cool.
I was so happy when Uncle Dai enlisted you to help. I would never have managed to track down these clues by myself.
There's something sinister here.
These are some crystals that I bought from the market. Not any old crystals, mind you. This purity is extraordinarily rare. One for each of you. A memory, if you will.
That's nice, I get. You unlock the Serenity Pot in only good at decorating the outside. Well, everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, right? I've been trying to focus on uh, building things for the sets and putting them out, but it's difficult because it only gives you certain blueprints at once. But I have gotten some good progress. If you haven't visited someone, a friend, Serenity Pot, to visit their shopkeeper and to help them with their building, you can shorten the building time. I suggest you do so. It seems like you can only get stuff from the shopkeeper 20 hours after you visit, or maybe 20 hours after they arrive. But either way, you want that timer to start, that you can indeed buy things. And of course, helping people to build things sooner will always be a good thing.
It's beautiful. Oh, and the colors change as you turn it. It's like a different crystal from each angle.
Can I really keep this?
But of course, take it. And this one is for Mr. Zhongli.
Oh, and by the way, some of the animals which you can put outside, you can also put inside your home.
Huh? Is something wrong? Not to your liking?
On the contrary, I just hadn't anticipated receiving a gift during the current circumstances.
Neither did we.
But thank you. I will take good care of it.
I'm pleased you like them. It's nice to be able to give a gift that others can appreciate.
Indeed it is.
Oh, I see more rocks over there. You should all get some rest. I'm going to scan the surroundings. Perhaps there are more memories to uncover.
I think we should keep an eye on this guy. Also, we don't exactly rest.
Ores are the crystals of the earth, the sediment of time itself. I feel at peace among them. Get some rest and call me when you're ready to set off. I won't be far.
He'll be okay on his own, won't he?
Rest easy. I surveyed the area. There's no danger here.
Yes, but whatever is influencing those men could influence him as well.
Oh, however, there is something I wanted to discuss with you.
Huh? What's with the seriousness all of a sudden?
Traveler, does Dragonfall mean anything to you?
Unless it's a reference to Durin's fall, no.
You mean the ore that Kunjun's looking for? What's so special about it?
Dragonfall is an incredibly rare ore used in forging. The majority of regular crystals are formed in high-temperature environments. Dragonfall, on the other hand, is formed as a product of elemental reactions.
You did the Zhongli quest and it made you want to get him more. He's probably the character with the best shield. Now, out of the two characters with persistent shields, yeah, it seems to stick around the longest and be the most effective. And at the same time, you put down a steel, which does damage over time and creates crystals, so you can do more crystallize. So he's a pretty awesome character just based on his elemental skill alone. Then you get into his elemental burst, which does massive damage based on his HP. And if you have him kit him outright, he doesn't do the best damage, but he does significant damage. So right now I have both him and Noelle in my party, just so that I have the best defense possible in the game right now. So he's definitely worth it. I know that you're free to play, Adrian, and it is tempting to put money in just for Zhongli, but if you want to stay free to play, that's something definitely you should pursue, staying free to play, which means farming as many Primogems as you possibly can while his banner is still up. And hopefully you do get him. I do hope that. Dragonfall is formed as a product of elemental reactions, but does that mean visions? Or monsters that use the elements?
Elemental reactions can produce material objects?
Indeed they can. However, Only a minority can survive for long periods of time.
Are you talking about something formed through crystallized, maybe?
Dragonfall first emerged in the midst of a great battle, thousands of years ago. Powerful clashes of elemental energy gave birth to elemental crystals. When the fighting ceased, these geological remnants were miraculously preserved.
No, not the kind of thing born out of everyday power clashes, I take it.
And yet they are crystal creations all the same. Few and far between, relatively unknown. A few hundred years ago, they were virtually mined into obscurity.
Speaking of things that happened a few hundred years ago, let me talk about Kindred. You're doing an extremely hard challenge. Get every character as a free-to-play character. That would be an extremely hard challenge, since it takes a lot of resources. So, you're going to have to hope for consistent rerun banners from miHoYo, and hopefully they do, especially if they expect more new players to come into the game all the time. And considering the current web event is basically a recruitment event for friends, they're definitely expecting more new players to play all the time and join the game. And not just the people who have been here since version 1 or 1.1 or whatever. So, good luck with your challenge, though. It will take some time and patience, but I do believe that you can do it.
Why is it, then, that a citizen of Lior now wishes to strike upon ore that has long since vanished from the earth?
Indeed, that is a good question. Something strange about Kunjun as well. Especially since he's lost memories, he's driven to do something he can't remember, and some of it is coming back.
Yeah, if he knows of its existence, surely he knows all of it's already been mined.
Unless more is being made by a giant clash.
Weird. Paimon doesn't get it.
More mysteries to unravel.
There are those in the mining trade who retain a keen interest in Dragonfall. But for someone like Mr. Kunjun, whose motivations for seeking it are unclear even unto himself, it's practically unheard of.
Maybe there's something more behind this.
Ulterior motives? Is he a villain?
A conclusion that is presently impossible to reach. We must watch and wait.
Agreed.
Don't forget, rescuing those miners is the primary objective. As for anything else, sooner or later the tide will reveal the lie of the land. We're drawing closer to our goal. I believe we should continue to follow this road through. Now that we've found one, the others won't be far away.
Hopefully not, but if they're being marched into exhaustion, that's not a good sign either.
When you're well rested, call Mr. Kunjun over to us. We still have more investigation ahead.
Indeed. Good thing is that once they make a Dilicker Gene banner or a rerun of the Ching or Child, you could get more Primogems without using them. That's true as well. It all depends on the banners that miHoYo releases and makes for us. So I do have a Gene, I don't have a Diluc. I'm also missing a Chi-Chi, and out of the limited banners characters, I don't have Clay or Albedo. I think currently that's it, but of course there's more characters being introduced all the time, including Eula, so there'll always be more to collect. Hopefully somewhere down the line, Baizo will be one of them. As we discussed before, he's the only one we know for sure. Well, him and Union are Dendro characters, so if they're added as playable characters, we'll finally have Dendro characters added to our roster. But all that depends on miHoYo and the banners they make for us. miHoYo is kind of weird about banners sometimes. Like, the current one in having Noelle again after having her in Venti's 2 banners ago, and how they've also made it possible for people with the same element and the same weapon, 4 stars and 5 stars, to be on the same banner. So none of the old rules that were established through patterns apply anymore. But, you know, it all makes it more fun, I think.
We should ensure this miner is settled here at the camp. Once we've brought this matter to a close, we can return and attend to him. I suggest we leave a note for Uncle Dai. If he does find the camp, he'll know what to do.
Agreed. Archaic stone. Let's take a look at that. It is a rare ore mined from a deserted spot deep in the mountains. This sort of ore can only be found in veins in the oldest mountains. Perhaps it is due to its extreme rarity, but many merchants haven't even so much as heard of this rock. The ore itself has incredible clarity, and its colors are dazzling, almost seeming to glow with an inner light that brings out its blue-violet beauty, which is like the distant and lovely sunset sky. The few scholars who understand its value gave it a most straightforward name, Archaic Stone. If you intend to give it as a gift, it would be best to give it to one who recognizes what they are receiving. Will Inazuma explain us why hasn't Miho added an intellectual character since release? That's kind of already been explained, though. The end of the arc with Osiel, we encountered an NPC who is from Inazuma, and also Zhongli told us that Raiden, or Baal, the Electro Archon, even beyond not granting visions, Electro visions anymore, she's taking them back. She's repossessing them. So that's the in-game explanation for why there hasn't been a new Electro Archon. Probably the new, not Electro Archon, but Electro Vision holders. Probably the most recent ones we know of are Razor and Keqing. And Keqing doesn't really like having a vision because she doesn't like, she'd rather rely on her own strength. But because of while not granting more Electro Visions since she started the hunt, and we don't know why, but it could be related to the Tsuritsa's hunt for Gnosis. There haven't been any new Electro Visions granted. And hopefully, when we go to Inazuma, a lot of other questions can be answered too. These are the stuff that I have for my Serenity Pot. A lot of these came as gifts as you go along, as you progress. I bought the cat. Electro Archon is evil. She is taking your favorite element from people who would have been off. Unfortunately, she hasn't taken any from our characters yet. Although I'm wondering if that will be the case when we go to Inazuma. If we have Electro users in our party, is she going to try to take those? Is a question. This one, I think, was a gift as I progressed. This one was from a shopkeeper. And so is the boar. The dog was progress too. Not even sure if she's evil per se. She could just be trying to even things out. Maybe she's afraid of the Gnosis hunt. Who really knows? But until we meet her and talk to her, we won't know for sure. So we'll wait and see. Seven kinds of wood. course, we'll only know for sure what goes on until we get to that part in the story. That would be very sad. Kitching is one of my main four. I use Kitching a lot too.
Next
I love her speed, her ability to teleport short distances. And she does pretty good damage too. Her skills and bursts come back up pretty quickly. So she sees a lot of utility in my group. So this is where you got to, huh?
Kunjun, we need to get going.
No problem. I'm done here.
Any results, Mr. Kunjun?
There are many beautiful rocks here, but nothing out of the ordinary. I couldn't find any clues. Then again, the memories of ore can shift with the passage of time and the changing of the environment.
Is there a pattern?
Difficult to say. I feel that ore memories tend to be from the recent past.
So anything interesting that happened you can focus on and see.
So
That's
there's
interesting.
never any ancient memories?
Rocks endure, but as eons pass, their memories are erased. Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful emotion or thought.
Sounds kind of like you. Also, the tree. We're near the tree where Asdea is sealed, and that girl is. So we should be close to the climax of this quest at the moment.
That makes sense. It is the same for people.
Very true, Bunny.
Indeed. Let's keep going.
I think we're just about here. I didn't even fight in this area this time. Why are there drumsticks? I always assumed that was from a bird that went down during the commission that often happens here. Oh, come on.
Solidify!
Let's light it up! Off we go!
No, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to do quick slice. Tree was a small decoration from 1.0 to 1.4, and now it is. That is important. That is true. You can't tell until you get there what's going to be important to the story. But it all depended where you went, because you can go around this entire area, and whether or not you talk to the different NPCs and find out what their story is depends upon your willingness to go around all the different areas. Whoops. And so I may not have shown it on stream. I don't really remember. But I have talked to the girl who is usually here. And I have no doubt it's the same girl. Like, she would be here. Or hereabouts, maybe on the other side of it. And she'd talk about waiting for someone to awaken. This side is blocked unless we can... Oh, it's not blocked. Oh. I have a feeling this is where we're supposed to go. After. Pretty sure that wasn't here before. Now, this whole landscape is different than it was before. Life endures in heaven and earth thanks to the merciful Adeptus. On this site lies an evil dragon. Please do not disturb it. The landscape around the tree is definitely different than it was before. Oh, fucks. I think it's safe to say that the terrain got a bit changed as
I'll catch up.
what's his name as he woke up. The new monster. This is a possible Zhongli combo. The full normal attacks and quickly press the skill only works on normal hill trolls and abyss mages or big enemies like the new one. You mean the charged normal or the full normal combo? Go like this? Or charged?
Quake.
But if you quickly press the skill, it doesn't give you a shield.
Crumble.
Well, I guess we'll see. Let's change so we're not... She looked frozen in that moment.
Wow. Such an immense tree.
It definitely did not look like that before.
And there's so many mysterious looking crystals up there too. Amazing.
This ancient tree. Let's conduct separate investigations. I'll take that area. Perhaps you could survey this section.
Be careful.
All right then.
Kunjun, can you see anything worth investigating?
Of course, since Zhongli's in our party, we're not exactly splitting from them.
Well, there is this stone tablet here.
Doesn't seem very interesting. Paimon's gonna look over there.
Careful.
Huh. It's worth a try, surely. Let me see.
Gonna try your stone seeing here. The 5-hit attack, then the skill. You would work with 4 hits too. We can certainly try. We're going to have to fight the boss after all.
This is...
Hey, what's wrong?
just a bit lightheaded. It's past. Nothing to worry about.
Did you see anything?
Not yet.
Whatever. Paimon's going to investigate over there. Why don't you climb the tree and have a look?
For sure there'll be clues in the tree.
If you don't try, you won't know. Anyway, you'll be able to get a good look at our surroundings from up there.
You alright?
You think so?
When has Paimon ever come up with a bad idea,
Let me see. Something having to do with the treasure hoarders, perhaps. From release 1.4, if you go to the blue part of the tree you would go through, maybe now we can walk on it. Maybe.
Wait a minute. Paimon can fly. Alright, Paimon will go. You wait here. Paimon will...
All of you, come here.
Zhongli has found something.
Zhongli's voice came from behind the tree. Did he find another clue?
He found the passage we
Let's go see.
found by
Maybe he
accident.
found another miner.
We need to find the mining miner. Yep, he found the passage.
This has been newly dug. It would appear our answer is up ahead.
No, this is why they needed the miners. To dig this.
Is that a voice coming from the tunnel? Ah! Someone else go first!
Compose yourselves. I will lead us in. There is an unusual presence emanating from inside the tunnel. Prepare yourselves and tread lightly.
Zhongli knows exactly what he's healed here about. What kind of preparation does the game think that we would make? If we manage to change Zhongli from the team, he's going to be free.
What are they digging for?
They look
I'm
exhausted.
afraid that this whole tunnel is the fruit of their strenuous labor.
Characters, yeah, probably.
That gate?
Not for the weekly, just this one.
Been here all along?
Digging a tunnel to this ancient seal. Had they not been discovered, they would undoubtedly persevere until the gate.
So behind the seal,
There's Dea. Uh-oh. They're definitely affected. Solidified. They're enraged.
we can't hurt them.
You can move it too. Uh-oh. Here's the girl. Oh, wow. Didn't expect Kun Jun to jump in like that. No choice but to go in. Let's see if I can change my party before the action starts. If not, I'll do it with a party of 4.
What type of monster is this?
Morax.
You do get a trial version. I could put in... what would be good? I could put in Kaching. I could also put in Faye. But she's better for crowd control, I think. Or even Hu Tao. I could put in Tartaglia. I have the reaction. Or Beidou. Or Shield. Trial weapon is his main weapon from this portrait. Yeah, I seen it in the last one. At the trial version there. Let's see. I don't know if I could get the frozen reaction from him. Vito's shield might be useful too, but we already have 2 shields. Let's try with
Need
child.
to end a few enemies?
Good things come to those who don't wait around.
See if
That's
we
what
can
they
get
say
frozen
anyway.
so that when we do the
Knowing my
weekly
luck,
version,
the opposite is
we know
probably
for
true
sure.
for me.
That's all I'll say. Oh, let's go in. I expected to be able to get the party matching screen before it went in. Okay, now we can continue from where we were. Defeat Azdaha, Sealed Lord of Bishops.
What type of monster is this?
A big one.
You arrive at my doorstep of your own volition. Excellent. Taking revenge or sealing me away will be all the easier.
So, the little girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, Ishtar, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Guard down.
Oop.
I can fix this.
And I still get frozen? I don't get the frozen reaction.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
He's so big he fills up my entire circle.
No touching.
I barely got it to even use it.
As a sinful made woman.
Not the mountain's permanence.
Don't underestimate me.
The enraged earth
You're mine.
will not absolve you.
Amateur.
Solidify. No atonement for 1,000-year pain.
He's got such wide area. This is definitely a big boy.
Is once not enough? You would forsake me again?
Forsaken.
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Run up, I dare you.
Going in.
Oh no, you pushed me away.
Let's light it up.
All hail. Steady as stone.
I can't get to my crystal. Come on. Yield. That's definitely effective. We mostly used Zhongli for his shield. He was level 90 with C3, and of course he didn't have it. That's true.
Someone.
Come on.
Rise.
Nope. I meant to get the shield.
The enraged Earth will not absolve you.
Oh, I'm out of his range, am I? It's getting wider.
You think you can destroy me?
I don't think he was after your destruction.
I will have order.
Did that do anything?
Gather.
Yeah, just in time.
Born of ice and frost.
Tidal wave.
I marked them, but I don't have them yet. And I shouldn't keep chat up for long. There we go. I have that.
Come, experience an eon of suffering.
It's really annoying when he goes under.
There is no atonement or solidify pain.
Let's light it up.
Oh, he crushed it immediately.
Everybody stand back. Yeah. Off we go.
Come on.
Let's light it up.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
I can fix. Come on. Focus.
There's no frozen here.
Steady.
What you doing?
Solidify.
Oh, he comes and crushes down the steel. Big boy jump.
No touching.
Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence. The enraged Earth will not absolve you.
Let's light it up.
Gather. Trust.
For Rex Lapis.
No, he's almost done now. Oh. I wonder if you could be sealed inside.
Morax, 1,000 years after you sealed me underground, you return for the second time.
First did some heavy damage. That's good to know.
You should call it by its name, Ashtaha. Fate.
Fate? Fate?
I'm sure these sealed characters mean something.
So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant. Enlist tyrants to ravage the wilderness.
And not gods, adepti. But everyone does things a bit differently. There have been some tyrants.
No. You have forgotten.
Who is this now?
That voice!
Ashtaha.
Huh? Kunjun?
Morax. It's been a while. You're Ashtaha. The very same.
During the battle, you imbued us with your power.
Oh, is that why it was as easy as it was?
Yes. It was all I could manage.
Then which one is the real Ishtar?
Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. There were things that only became clear to me upon reaching this tree. Allow me to elaborate. I am not Ashtaha the whole, but a fragment. Heaven and earth, yin and yang, opposing forces. You can consider the existence of me and the Ashtaha you see there to be a reflection of such polarities. We are a schism of the will of Ashtaha.
At least that explains why she's glowing black and he's glowing white. Yin and yang.
So there are two Ashdahas?
Right now, but maybe they can be reunited.
No, it can't be. That's impossible.
Oh, her name is Jiu, then.
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. With this new identity, you were able to vent about the forces that suppressed you. But would anyone listen? Would they even care?
That's harsh.
That's when it occurred to you. The loosening of the seal constituted an opportunity to strike back. Kidnapping the miners was all in aid of digging to the entrance to the seal itself. Your plan was to launch an attack on both ends, from outside and within, thereby fully destroying the seal. The audacity! Are you insane? If you truly are a part of me, how is it you find yourself standing on the side of the betrayer? I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, but strong enough to possess a human body. I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was. Only the past would elicit a reaction from me. But my aim was clear. Find Morax, and aid him in stopping you.
Why that would be.
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your power been but a little stronger, I would have recognized you.
Don't blame yourself. I have changed beyond all recognition. Only when I touched the stone tablet did I truly remember.
Let's explain.
It's been so long. A secret beyond all comprehension of youthful humanity and ancient dragonkind. Morax, do you want to tell the tale?
Oh yeah, so used to seeing him in this form, I've forgotten that he has his own dragon form.
There would be no harm in it. The decision is yours.
I'll roll with whatever you want.
You haven't changed. Then allow me. Ashtaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon Morax, with a lifespan far exceeding that of mankind. However, that which is derived of the Earth is no more or less than the Earth itself. The memories of rocks do not last long. Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful emotion. But as time passes, so these memories fade into obscurity. Erosion is the world's greatest destroyer of memories.
And I'm getting Ishtahar's greatest memory was his anger at Marx for sealing him. But erosion, you say?
Erosion ground Ashtaha's consciousness into oblivion. Slowly, he forgot the face of his old friend, and his memories of defending Liyue Harbor disintegrated.
But these are now revived in you. I don't need a butt. Yep.
Ajdaha, now incomplete, became irascible, aggressive.
I guess maybe I should click here. No, I already... Just making sure that that is gone on both streams, which it is.
What would you expect? It was humanity that attacked the ley lines that sustained me.
Interesting that the voices are different. And so different, but I guess that could be attributed to their different bodies, too. Sorry about the landlines, I needed them more in an experience book.
This much is true, which is why you attacked the chasm, why you waged war against Morax. In the beginning, in order to open up new territory and increase production, the citizens of Liyue came to the mountains to mine. Overexploitation caused the ley lines to quake, which brought untold suffering to us.
So you're saying not to mind so much.
Erosion made us even more savage. No matter how we struggled, we lost the ability to coexist with humanity. We lost all reason. Morax shared with us some of his power to prevent further erosion. But it was futile. Everything returns to dust. It is the natural order, an unstoppable force. And so, we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. Witness the promise between Ajdaha and Morax. You can hate me, but you cannot deny me.
Oh wait, all the things at the end of the sealed area, those are his steals. And also in the back there, they're all over the place.
No. No!
Seems like yes.
I am the remnants of Ajdaha's benevolence, the echo of a contract set in stone. I harbor a willingness to go further, a willingness to coexist peacefully with mankind.
No, no! This is I, Ajdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountains and the oceans that decides. I will not swear allegiance to this insect.
Looks like we'll have a weekly beatdown.
Morax is not an insect.
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect in turn.
You forgot yourself. Nobody held Morax in higher regard than you or I. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my heart. If you are the memory of the earth, then I am the memory of coexistence. Of coexistence with humanity.
Oh, he has some different colors mixed in, not just white.
All powers under heaven rise and fall of land and sea.
A star appears within the wild. A sun ascends as bright as jade.
He has some memories.
Strange. What is this feeling? And all this?
You are spent, and I will soon disappear. Before I do, heed these words. In the wilderness, snow falls on a spring day. In an instant, it will melt. Even where it is fleeting and leaves no trace. Even where it will never fall again.
No! That isn't true! I don't accept this as fate!
Hey, we can fight it out every week if you like.
Perhaps Perhaps it isn't, but it remains an inevitable misfortune.
More axe.
More axes, if you want.
The little girl vanished.
Wait.
Are you satisfied, Ashtaha?
I had to make amends. Satisfaction had no part in it. So, Morax, you call yourself Zhongli these days?
I do.
Well, I'm afraid old habits die hard. To me, you're Morax.
That's not a bad thing.
As you please.
I never did forget your gift of sight.
What it
I
is?
hardly lifted a finger. Think nothing of it.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon, searching for the sun. A pair of eyes, from Morax to Ajdaha. This, I will remember this.
That's kind of cool. He was a blind dragon, and also a blind earth dragon. Kind of reminds one of Toph from Last Airbender, doesn't it? Avatar.
Your power is nearly spent.
Ah, perceptive as always, my friend.
Shall we get going, you and I?
Surely the pressing matter is still that of the miners trapped outside the seal.
Indeed. Hence the need to get going. To fix the damage left in your wake.
Straight down to business as always. Let's go.
That's not a good showing for a chest like that. Oh, I guess we can finish this off and then do the weekly. And then I will end the stream, because people are waking up and it's getting too noisy to continue. But I do appreciate Adrian for showing up, having some good conversation and learning some things. And I appreciate anyone who comes and watches this later, or came and watched without saying anything. Let's finish up this quest. Maybe we can ask Zhongli about Kinria. Kind of odd that we haven't all this time.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners.
Frog. Froggy left. Ah, Dai is here.
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and followed them straight here. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. It seems he'll be okay. Sadly, we found no trace of the other three. Huh? Young Kun, what is...
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those three miners are over there, in that cave.
Cave? What happened?
They're exhausted, but not in danger. Don't worry.
Right. Well, thank you, all of you. I better go and see how they're doing.
We could help you carry them back.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be happy to assist all of you in any way I can. I'll be back soon. I need to assess their condition.
So he can't see all the glowing light. Or hear the strange voice.
We should be calling you Ajdaha. You're coming back to Liyue Harbor too, right?
Not I. Merely this body. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be famous in time. It would be a shame for someone of his talent to go missing.
You always did have a great admiration for blacksmiths.
Curious how swords and daggers are blind, yet their creators see so much. Perhaps empathy is mankind's proudest achievement after all.
I'd hope so. I hope people would be empathetic, but it's a much harder trait to come by these days, especially on Twitter. People get angry so often and so easily.
Ashtaha, I am no longer the Geo Archon.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen of Liyue.
Even you met such a fate. Let's get the difficult part out of the way. I cannot guarantee that I won't be awoken a second time.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare itself to face you.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex Lapis?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god. I ought to be here to witness their rise and fall.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. You were always the strongest among us. Yet, it would seem that even you have been eroded.
Yeah, he's no longer throwing around stone spears.
That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. Even if our mission had already concluded, it would be cowardly not to strike out on the road of departure. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this is temporary. When you reach the end of time, those people, those past and future relationships predetermined by fate, they will be waiting for you.
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes to the subject of a life long lived. I fear that the life of an elemental being is longer than any in this world.
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago, and would not be having to face me again now.
Pluses and minuses, I guess.
You've brought a smile to my face. When all is said and done, a reunion between old friends is an auspicious occasion.
That day in the chasm, did you hesitate?
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god of the people of Liyue.
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness. You came to me not as an assassin, and so I was willingly sealed away.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth and shake the heavens. With your abilities, even at my full strength, I struggled to confront you, let alone seal you away.
Hence my inception. Do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. The face may have changed, but the content of the contract remains intact.
Contract above all, I guess.
Old friend. God of contracts. I hereby honor our agreement.
Thank you, Ashtaha.
My life is at an end. I will join the eternal flow of time. And you, Morax, you will live for many a day to come.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Gone.
Yes. Don't be alarmed. He's only asleep.
Whoa. That was so weird. It was like he suddenly became another person.
In fact, we have yet to meet the real Kunjun.
What about Ashtahan? He was a great friend of yours.
He was. Centuries may have passed since then, but events from 1,000 years ago remain crystal clear in my mind.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azhdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes. Quicker than words could tell, lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
That's cool.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
Do I apply? Shortly afterward, Uncle Dai volunteers to take unconscious Christine back to the city. And get to be behind. Full cutscene.
1,000 years ago, Azhdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail down the length and breadth of the mine. Finally, I brought him down and sealed him underground. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Azhdaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, he wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me. Towards Liyue. Towards life above ground. He was willing to be sealed away. But as the erosion set in, he forgot.
Have you also been infected by erosion?
Even I cannot avoid it. But there is something I understand better than most. When the door opens, it is time to leave. The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia may come and go, but even a stone may tire.
Is that why you chose to step down?
Personally sealing away an old friend. This is just one form of erosion I have endured. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed on me by the natural order of this world. That I was a god of mankind. My identity may change, but my eyes will bear witness to the history of humanity.
You still care a lot about Liyue.
Call it part of my duty. I must thank you both.
No worries.
Hold on. I want to ask you about something.
Oh? About what?
About my
Oh
sister.
yeah, Paimon nearly forgot.
I think I'm not nearly as scatterbrained.
So, not long ago, we met a guy called Dane.
Didn't sleep, actually.
He told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person we're searching for.
Sister.
Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years of history. Surely you experienced the incident?
I cannot say.
He can and he has, he's just not proud of it. So.
Why?
Yeah, why?
You can't even give us a thread of information? This is so important to us.
I understand. But I must apologize. This is my contract.
You mean another past grievance? Like the incident with Ejdaha? Too painful to talk about?
It was signed before it all began. I have always honored the contract, and kept my silence.
How can you be like that?
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But as the god of contracts, I cannot go back on my word.
It's not out of character for me.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of this world continues to grow. There are many events of ages past, many secrets that lie hidden. They have been eroded by time, forgotten by the people, abandoned. But you are capable of finding them and bringing them into the light. Those who come to witness will witness. Those who are born to remember will remember. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficulties ahead. But as long as you firmly believe that you are on the right path, everything has meaning.
So Zhongli has a contract with the sibling, in this case with Lumina. Although she's a member, high-ranking member of this order, he will still honor the contract, just like he honored the contract with La Signora. That's why he can't talk about it. At least it's a relatively reasonable explanation.
This tablet was erected by Mountain Shaper. It names Ejdaha as a terrible dragon, and serves as a warning for later generations to stay away from this place, from the seal. It's a shame. There is a fine line between good and evil. If the good and evil within him could be summarized in a single sentence... Well, never mind.
Only the soft sound of the wind can be heard. Time seems to transform into an invisible river. Fleeting moment, 1,000 years in the mortal world. The rocks feel it, and so too does the earth and the gods. I thought he would have more to say, I guess not. So now, if I go here, it should be under domains, I think. Yeah. Should be here. First of all, I should bring Zhongli back into the party.
Sure.
Adventure time.
Yeah. The seal looks different. I can do it up to that one. And since it's a weekly boss, it should have much of the same stuff. Oh, that's character level up material. It's a shame we can't use that to forge weapons. I'm hoping to get a prototype from this. Well, let's see how it goes. These are always different when you come to the weekly than they are when they were in the story. Well, I'll do this and then end the stream. And as does cryo, pyro, electro, and hydro attacks hit characters who are not under the protection of a shield, that character will be marked. More characters will continuously take elemental damage.
Commence now!
Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Fisher!
Why do they never miss?
As a good knight should.
He still hit him as he was going under. Here, he's up again.
Gather! Order guide you.
I should have been closer.
Crumble!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Adventure time.
He said crumble too.
Stabilize!
There, now we have a shield again.
No touching. We're waiting. Leave it all to me.
Fisher!
Gather!
Let's light it up! Teamwork is strength!
That wasn't a good time for my duo.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Let's light it up!
Access denied. This is long overdue.
I can alternate between the two shields.
The enraged Earth cannot absolve you!
Why do they never miss?
That was a lot of damage.
Today, you witness your reckoning!
So without a shield,
Everybody stand!
Gather!
Off we go! Yeah! Let's light it up! Off we go!
Leave it.
I got marked after all.
I'll catch up.
Oops.
Gather!
I will have order.
Going in!
Oh, come on. I'll take up the entire area. No shield.
I must leave.
Nope.
Stabilize!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Born of ice and frost.
I missed.
Face me!
And even see if I was attacking. I will face you to your face. If I can.
Stabilize.
No touching.
Order guide you.
Leave it all to me.
Going in!
The enraged Earth will not absolve you! You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
Now, what effect will his electrode have?
I must.
Come, experience an eon of suffering.
Solidify.
Would only affect. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see if I can hit it. Yep.
Blaze over.
Let's light it up!
Solidify.
You can use Hydro at the same time, or do you switch?
Let's light it up!
Dust!
Steady as stone.
The enraged Earth will not absolve you!
Oh man. Just how powerful is he? I need a shield.
Stabilize.
Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence.
I must leave no stone unturned. Access denied.
What? Shield.
Gather.
There we go.
Everybody stand! Adventure time!
What? How come I can't change?
This is order.
Let's light it up! Yeah!
Gather.
I still have a shield.
Light it up!
Also, this music is awesome.
Let's light it up!
Born of ice and frost.
Gather, experience an eon of suffering.
That's a long time, dude. Yep. Yep.
I must leave no stone unturned. As a good knight should.
Gather. I will have order.
Crumble.
I'm going in!
You first.
Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence. More.
at least I could go in and out. And what do I get? Oh wow, 2. Attack, defense, crit damage, defense. So it's trash. Attack, HP, energy recharge, crit damage. Maybe it might be good for Zhongli, but no one else. Pyro damage. If this had 2 more stats, this would be epic. HP, percent, crit rate, crit damage, defense? Why are the purple ones better? That was a heck of a battle. I used lots of HP stuff, but I didn't use any boosting foods. So that might be an interesting battle as well. But in any case, that will just about do it for this stream, I believe. I've unlocked as a weekly boss just like I wanted to. And my... Are they... No, they're not all full back to full. That would have been kind of strange, no? I could do this, but I've already been going for too long. Need to start the day, as it were.
Benny's adventure
So, thank you for joining me for this today. If you liked what you saw, you can, of course, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, like, comment, and subscribe over on YouTube. And, well, hopefully you'll find more stuff that you like, more gameplay, more reviews, that sort of thing. And I will now choose who to raid. And realize that no one on Twitch can see the chat from YouTube, so none of you saw what Adrian was saying, but I was speaking back what he was, so it's all fine. So I've only got one person to raid right now, and that is Tiffany Witcher, who I raided last time. I'll do it again. So thanks again for watching. Until the next time, please do stay safe, stay healthy, and be excellent to one another. Bye-bye. Alright. Me Witcher over on Twitch, of course, because that's where you can raid. So, bye-bye.